Hello students of Standard 9. Today we are going to study about the types of germination, that is epigeal and hypogeal types of germination. Before I go on to this topic, I would like to revise with you what is germination. As I explained to you earlier, germination is the process of seed growing into radicle and plume. Radicle is a part of the seed which will grow into the root system, and plumule will be the part of the seed which will grow into the shoot system. The germination is a process which needs nutrition. In case of dicotyledonous seeds, the cotyledons will be providing nutrition to the seed, and in case of monocotyledonous seeds, the endosperm will be providing nutrition to the seeds. Let me take you back to the PowerPoint through which I had taught you these types of the process of germination. These were the slides which you studied last time in the last class, that germination is a process by which a plant grows from a seed. Germination is the emergence of normal seedlings from the seeds under ideal conditions of light, temperature, moisture, oxygen, and nutrients. Germination is the emergence of radicle and plumule through a seed coat. Seed coat is very important, students, because it allows the radicle and the plumule to come out of the seed in a particular pattern which the seed has to follow. We also studied the picture of germination, where we studied about the seed which looks like this as it is here in the first stage of germination, where you can see the radicle and the small plumule. The radicle is growing towards the soil and the plumule will be growing above the soil. Then you can see the these seeds which are rising above the soil, and the radicle which is going towards the soil and firmly lodging itself so that the seed will be growing into a new plant. Then we can see the emergence of the plumule with small baby leaves. And as the leaves grow further, you will see that the cotyledons slowly disappear and the leaves become prominent, broad, green in color, and they will now provide for the nutrition of the new plant sapling. Till this condition, till the condition of the seed growing into a sapling, the cotyledons are going to provide all the nutrition which is required for the plant. So these are the basics of germination which we studied last time. Now we are going to study what are the types of germination. There are two types of germination which we have to study as per reduced syllabus. One is epigeal and other is hypogeal. Let us first study epigeal germination. Epigeal germination is usually seen in dicotyledonous seed, like it is shown in this picture of germination process. As you can see in this type of germination, the hypocotyl will be lifting the cotyledons or the seed out of the soil. And that is going to help in protecting the plumule from rubbing against the soil and getting damaged. So as you can see here, as the radicle grows towards the soil, the cotyledons along with the leaves will be growing upwards towards the sun. So it's not just the leaves or the shoot system which is growing towards the sun, the cotyledons are also lifted above the soil, and that is why it is called epigeal type of germination. Now, what helps epigeal type of germination? I'm going to teach you from this diagram. As you can see, there is a curve here which is called as a hypocotyle. Hypocotyle is a point of contact from where the radicle and the plumule are both going to come out. Now, the hypocotyle will curve itself so that the radicle will grow inside the soil. And after curving itself, it will start growing towards the sun and lifting the seed away from the soil. You can see this in this diagram over here, that the seed is slowly being lifted above the soil. The reason for doing this is that the small plumule, the baby plumule, which is going to come out of the seed, should not rub itself against the soil and get damaged. So to take care of that particular aspect, the hypocotyle will lift the seed above the soil and allow the radicle to grow inside the soil. So as you can see, the cotyledons get lifted above the soil, and then the plumule starts making its emergence from the cotyledon. Slowly by slowly, the leaves and the branches start growing, and you can see here that the cotyledons wither away, and after some time they will not be seen at all. So this elongation of the hypocotyle is the main aspect of epigeal type of germination. The curving of hypocotyle is also the main aspect of epigeal germination. Epi means above. So the germination which takes above the soil is called as epigeal type of germination. Now, what is hypocotyle? The region of embryonic axis just below the point of attachment of cotyledons is called the hypocotyle. As you can see here, the green colored portion is marked as the hypocotyle. The cotyledons are important in epigeal type of germination because they provide nutrition to the growing embryo. The plant sapling which is growing above the soil is deriving its nutrition from the cotyledons. Now let us see what are the main aspects of epigeal type of germination. In this type of germination, the cotyledons are growing above the soil and they help in greater elongation of the growing plumule, and the plumule is lifted above the soil, and then the epigeal germination takes place. Now let us study the hypogeal type of germination. Hypogeal germination is a type of germination in which, as you can see, the epicotyle is involved. Epicotyle is the region of embryonic axis above the point of attachment of the cotyledons. You can see the epicotyle is marked here, is labeled here in the diagram. The epicotyle will elongate and push the plumule up above the soil. The radicle will be growing towards the soil and the plumule will be pushed above the soil. You can see that the cotyledons are not visible when the plumule is being pushed above the soil. You can see here that the cotyledon remains below the soil along with the seed, and the plumule by itself is pushed above the soil. The leaves and all these parts are then formed from the plumule, and the radicle goes down and forms the complete root system. This type of germination, where the cotyledons are left below the soil, are called hypogeal type of germination. Hypogeal germination are usually seen in monocotyledonous seeds, and the entire nutrition is provided with the help of endosperm. Also, there are exceptions of seeds like maize, mango, which undergo hypogeal type of germination. So hypo refers to lower. So the germination happens below the soil, and that is why this is called as hypogeal type of germination. Now let us study some other aspects of this chapter which we studied till now with regard to germination of seed. There is what is the difference between cleorrhiza and cleoptile? Cleorrhiza is the outer sheath covering the radicle in monocotyledonous seeds. Cleoptile is the outer sheath covering the plumule in monocotyledonous seeds. We have exalbuminous seeds and albuminous seeds. Albuminous seeds have the endosperm. Exalbuminous seeds lack the endosperm. Albuminous seeds will have all the food stored in the endosperm. Exalbuminous seed will have all the food stored in the cotyledons. Albuminous seed examples are castor, cereals, and grasses. Exalbuminous seed example are pea, gram, and lentil. Then the difference between epigeal and hypogeal germination. The cotyledons are pushed above the soil in epigeal germination. Hypogeal germination, cotyledons remain inside the soil. In epigeal germination, hypocotyle grows and elongates faster than the epicotyle. In hypogeal germination, epicotyle grows and elongates faster than the hypocotyle. Example of epicotyle germination are bean, cotton, castor, papaya. Hypogeal germination, the examples are wheat, rice, groundnut, and mango. If you wish, children, you can also draw the diagram to bring out the difference between epigeal and hypogeal types of germination. In albuminous and exalbuminous seed also, if you wish to draw the diagrams and show the differences, you're welcome. Same thing applies to cleorrhiza and cleoptile. So students, that is about the epigeal and hypogeal types of germination for today. See you in the next lecture with something more about germination and also with the notes about this chapter. Goodbye for now.